Okay, dear IGCSE students, this is Unit 1. This is Class 5, past papers. This is Unit 1, it's numbers. Question number 1, they say write 0.07164 correctly to two significant figures. The important idea to know when we're asking you to write to two significant figures, you need to count two digits, but 0 should not be one of them. Like if number is start with 0, and then after decimal point 0, you're not going to count this 0, and you're not going to count this 0. You will start counting from the 7. Idea of writing number to specific significant figures is the same as rounding, but after you're counting your two digits, like 7 is one significant figure, and 1 is the second significant figure. Then look right on the right of the number 1. If you have 5 and more, you add 1. If you have less than 5, you just drop the rest of the numbers. So to two significant figures, this will be 0.07. 1 after 1, there is 6. So you add 1 to that 1 to be 2. It's going to be 0.072. Now we write this number to two significant figures. Question number 2, let's say write the recurring decimals, 0.4 and the 7 only the recurring as fractions. Show all your work. Like to solve this type of questions, you better like do it in steps. Steps number 1, whatever it is given to you, give it the value of x. Like you say x is equals to 0.47, and we know only the 7 is a recurring number. So 7 is a recurring number. So just only 7 is a recurring number. So whatever is given to you is x. Step number 1, like I want you to look at your number now. Is the first digit of the decimal point part of the recurring? If yes, you will move to another step. If no, you will make it first. Like here, look at this number. The first digit of the decimal point is not part of the recurring. 4 is not part of the recurring. The recurring is 7. So first of all, you need to multiply this number by 10 or powers of 10 to make the first digit after decimal point recurring. Like to make the first digit after decimal point recurring, you need to multiply by 10 to move the 4 just one place. So multiply by 10 all the equations, the all side, the two sides. X multiply 10 will give you 10x equals to, and 0.47 recurring, when you multiply it by 10, is going to be equal to 4.7, and the 7 is still recurring. So 7 is recurring. Okay, now you look at your number. Is the first digit of the decimal point is recurring? Yes. If the first digit of the decimal point recurring, so you call this equation, you call it 1. You call it what? You call it 1. You can give it name as equation number 1. The first digit of the decimal point is recurring. This is 1. Then for the second one, you need to know how many digits is recurring. Only one digit is keeping recurring. One digit, you multiply by 10. Two digits is recurring, you multiply by 100. Three digits is recurring, you multiply by 1,000. Now go and multiply all of it by what? By 10, because you have only one digit is recurring. So multiply this by 10, all of it. 10x multiply 10 will give you 100x equal, and 4.7 recurring is equals to 47 point, the 7, and the 7 is still recurring. The 7 will be still what? Is still recurring. Will never end. Put in your mind, like those people, they just do mix up. Put in your mind, like when you said multiply 10, it was 4.77777 going forever. Like this number over here. This number over here, it is 4.7777 going forever. So when you multiply by 10, you will just move decimal point 1 place to the right, and there's still 7 recurring. So this is exactly what you do on number 2. You just multiply by 10. Okay, 10x multiplied 10 is equal 100x, and 4.7 recurring is equal 47.7 recurring. Then this equation, name it what? Is equation 2. Now subtract. Subtract. When I say subtract, subtract like 1 from 2, or you could say subtract, which is 2 minus 1. If you are smart enough and you are able to subtract like that, is 100x minus 10x is equal to 90x, it's okay. If you're not, or you're kind of a student who get confused, go and write 2 first. Write 2 first as 100x equals to 47.7 recurring. And write number 1 below it, which is 10x equals to, put number in what? Put number in columns, the same as you do, is 4.7 recurring. So here it is like that. Now subtract. Subtract the 7 recurring minus the 7 recurring is 0. And 47 minus 4, it will be 43. And 100x minus 10x, it will be 90x. So you can start from the x part. 100x minus 10x is 90x. Equals to, then 7 recurring minus 7 recurring is 0. And then 7 minus 4 is 3. And 4 minus 0 is equal to 4. So the answer is 43. So 90x is equal to 43. Now to find the value of x, you need to divide both sides by what? By 90. You divide here by 90. And you divide here this one by 90. So go and divide both of them by 90 to see what is your answer. Divide here by 90 and divide here by 90. So when you divide them both by 90, so x will be equals what? X equals to 43 over 90. If you can simplify, simplify. If you can't, so this is going to be your final answer. And remember, because 43 is prime number, so you cannot simplify anymore. Then this is your final answer. Now you write this number as fraction. It's going to be 43 over 90. The question 3 is the same idea. They say write the recurring decimal 0.6 and the 7 recurring as fraction, the same steps. Let's go to the question after. They say write what? Write the recurring decimal 0.7 as fraction. Okay, we can solve this one because it's different. So I say whatever it is given to you, give it x. X is equals to 0.7 and the 7 is recurring. The 7 is recurring. Then look at your number, as I told you before. See if the first digit of the decimal point is recurring. If yes, immediately go and call it what? This is number 1. If no, you need to make it first, as we mentioned before in the first example. Then, after you see here, we say the first digit of the decimal point is recurring. Okay, this is 1. Now see how many digits are recurring. 1 digit, yes, multiply by 10. So multiply all of it by 10. X multiplied 10 is 10x. Equals to, and 0.7 recurring multiplied 10 is equal to 7.7 is still recurring. And this call it what? This is 2. Now subtract 2 minus 1. Like 10x minus x is equal to 9x. equals to. And 7.7 recurring minus 0.7 recurring is equal just to 7. Then divide both sides by 9. Then x is equal what? Is equal to 7 over 9. X equals to 7 over 9. And that's it. We go to question number 5. They say write 1.8972 corrected to 2 decimal places. Like 2 decimal places, you need to know the 2 decimal places first, which are those two numbers, 8 and 9. Those are the 2 decimal places. Then look on the right of those 2 digits. You have 7. When you have 7, so you're going to add 1 to the 9. So 7 plus 9 is equal to 10, 0 carry over 1. 1 plus 8 is equal to 9. Okay, and then 1. So it is equals to 1.9. And you must write this 0 because we say correct it to 2 decimal places. Some people will say like this is 10, it's 0. We don't need to write it. No, when I ask you correct it to 2 decimal places, you need to write this 0 because now you show that it's corrected to 2 decimal places. And that is mean like this number, like when you have 0 here, that means this number has been rounded to 2 decimal places. That is why this 0 is very important. Let's go to the question after. They say calculate, give your answers, correct it to 2 significant figures. Ask you calculate, this one you use a scientific calculator. Okay, write all these numbers. And if you're using scientific calculator, you need actually like what? To use the fraction. Okay, on the scientific calculator, you write on top 1 or 16.379 minus 0.879. Then go with the arrow down. Is 4.2. And then go with the arrow. Like remember, like you need to go with the arrow outside. Like what? Like press the right arrow. Then multiply by what? By 1.241. Why you need to go outside? Because I don't want you just to write 16.375 this number, then multiply 1.241. Because at that time you will multiply 0.879 by this by 1.241, which is going to be a wrong answer. So your answer, the answer that you will get in the calculator, you need to write it here, which is what? Which is 4.579.880. I actually need 2 significant figures. I can write up to the 7 only. And then to 2 significant figures, I see my 2 significant figure. 4 is one of them, and the 5 is the second one. Then look on the right of the 5, you have 7. Then add 1 to the 5. It's going to be 4.6. This is the 2 significant figure. The same idea goes for this one. They ask you to calculate and do the same idea, and then go ahead with it. Okay, this question is different than what we did before. They ask you to write the recurring decimal, 0.63, and the 63, or both of them are recurring as fractions. I've told you before, whatever is given to for you is x. So immediately write x is equal to what is given to you is 0.63, and the 63, both of them are recurring. After you do this, now go and check your number. Is the first digit after decimal point is part of the recurring? If yes, you will call it immediately. This is 1. If no, you need to make it, and then you will find 1. This is equation 1. Then you need to multiply by 10 or power of 10, okay, to what? According to the recurring digits. How many recurring digits do you have? You have 2. Okay, if you have 2, multiply by 100. So 100 multiplied x is equal to 100x is equal to 63.63 recurring. And this you will call it equation number 2. So this is what you need. Now you subtract. You subtract 2 minus 1. As I've told you before, if you can subtract this way, okay. If you cannot, you can put them in what over each other so to make things easy for you. Like write the bigger one, 100x on top is equals to 63.63 recurring. Then I write the 10x below, 10x equals to, write numbers in columns, like it is 0. You could put 2 zeros, 0, 0.63, and recurring. Then you will subtract. The recurring minus the recurring will be 0. And then you will have all this way. 100x minus 10x is going to be what? It's going to be equal to 90x. So 90x is equal to, subtract this one, is going to give you 63. Now to find x, you divide both of them by 63. We'll say x is equal what? X is equal to 63 divided by what? By 90. Then simplify. Simplify as you like. You can simplify by 3, you can simplify by 9, but sometimes you simplify and then you check your answer again and maybe you simplify again. Okay, so let's say like 63 and 90, both of them in table 9. So 63 divided 9 is equal 7, and 90 divided 9 is equal what? It's equal 10. So you divide by 9, this is equal 7, and this is going to be 7 over what? 63 divide 9 is equal 7. I'm going to say 90 divided by 9 is equal 10, 7 over 10. So it's equal 7 over 10. So here we go. This is how you do it. Oh, sorry, here this actually like it is just x, is not 99x. This is just x. Okay, and this will be 99. Because 100x minus x is equal to 99. Then you will divide both of them by 99. And then you simplify, will be 11. So it will be 7 over 11. Sorry for mixing up. Because 100x minus x, it will be 99x. In the same question. Let's say the thickness of one of sheet of paper is equal to 8 multiplied 10 to the power negative 3 centimeter. Work out the thickness of 250 sheet of paper. You go ahead. This one is the thickness of what? Of one sheet. They want the 6 for the 200 to say 250 times 8 times 10 to the power negative 3. You multiply these numbers. Okay. You could say 250 multiplied by 8, which is equals to 2000 or 250 multiply 8, then multiply this one. You can use your calculator or you can just do what? Do multiplication. which is 250 multiply 8 is equal to 2000. And then when you say 2000 multiply 10 to the power negative 3 is going to be equals to what? It's going to be equals to 2. It's 2 centimeters. Work out the recurring decimal. This is going to be the last example. We're going to do what recurring decimal. I say whatever is given is x. X is equals to what? Is equal to 48 or 0.48. Recurring. All of it is recurring. Put decimal point. And then this is what recurring. Then the most important point. Then you look at it. Is the first digit of the decimal point recurring? If yes, immediately take this as 1. If no, you're going to make it and then take it as 1. Now, see how many digits recurring. 2 digits are recurring, so multiply by 100. X multiply 100 is equal to 100x equals to 48.48 recurring. So 0.48 recurring. Now you can what? You call this 2. Now subtract 2 minus 1. I said if you can do it. Okay, if no, go and put 1 under 2 here. Like write it 10x, or it is just x, sorry. It is just x. Okay, x is equals to. You can put 2 zeros, then 0.48 recurring. And then subtract 100x minus x is equal to 99x. 99x equals to 48. Because 48 recurring minus 48 recurring will go. Then you have 99x, you want x, you say x is equals to 48 over 99. Then go and simplify. You can simplify by dividing both of them by 3. 48 divided by 3 is equal to 16. And 99 divided by 3 is equal to 33. So this is your simplest. So you say what? The answer here is going to be 16 over 33. This is how you do it. For this question, the say what? For this question, 1 is less than x and x is less than 2. Write the following in order of size smallest first. We say this is 1 is less than x and x is what? Less than 2. So 5 over x. So sure 5 is bigger than x. So this will be a whole number and a decimal part or a whole number. 5x is going to be 5 multiply x, which is going to be the bigger one. And this x over 5 is going to be small, but this one is going to be negative. X minus 5 is going to be negative. Because any number less than 2, when you subtract from it 5, the answer will be negative. This is negative number. So the negative number, as we know, is the smallest number. So this will be x minus 5. Then the second one, it will be the x over 5. Because it's a number between 1 and 2. When you divide it, it will be a decimal, which is less than 0. I mean less than 1. So then you have the third one is going to be when you divide 5 divided by x. It will be a number bigger than actually 2, but maybe it's going to be 2 point something, whatever. And the last one is going to be 5x. Okay, it depends on x. Let's say write the following in order of size smallest first. You better like what? Go write all of them as decimals. Make them in the same form. The first one is already in decimals. Then you go and make 8 over 17. You write it as decimal. 8 divided 17 or 8 over 17 will give you what? Will give you 0 point. It will give you 0.47. You need to write many decimals, so many places. So to make the difference, it's going to be what? 588. This could be quite enough. And then you write the square root of 0.22, and that's equal to 0.46. This one will give you 0.46, and write another one, 904. Okay, quite enough. And then you go write 10, 25, and you see what is it? 1025 is equals to 0.46 also, but you have another 6. So now could be make things different. Now you compare between them. All of them zeros. The second number on all of them, the 10th is 4. And then you look at this here, 7. And this is 7. Okay, this is 6. And this is 6. So the 6 are smaller, so you go with a 6, 6. So you're not going to here write 0.46. No, you're going to write here 10, 25. Because they ask you to order these ones. When you change them to form of decimals, just to help you to compare, but not to write them. The second one is the square root of 0.22. Okay, then the third one, it is like after you write this one, you write square root of 0 point. Then you write the third one. You compare between those two. This is just 7, and there is 0, then 5. Because this one will be 0.47 and then 0, 0, 0, 0. When you compare, you find the 0.47 is the smaller. And then the last one is 8 over 70. Don't forget to write the original numbers. Work out the same idea. During her holiday, Hannah rent a bike. She pays a fixed cost of 0.1. Yeah, and she paid a fixed cost of $8 and then a cost of 4.50 per day. Hannah pays with 50 notes and she received 10.50 change. Calculate how many days Hannah rent the bike. First of all, you need to know how much she paid. We say she paid 50 and she received change. So first you need to know how much she paid. Like say 50 minus the 10.50. So make it 50.00. And then go and find the answer. Borrow this one here. Number 1 is going to be 10 minus 5 is equals to 5. Then the decimal point. Then this is what? This is 9. And this is 3. It's 39.5 is what she paid. 39.5. After you do this, we say there is fixed cost. Then you subtract the fixed cost. The fixed cost is $8. So you say 39.5 minus $8. The answer will be 31.5. Then the 31.5, you divide it by the rent of the day. Say 31.5 divided by 4.5. And the answer is equals to 7. So she rented for 7 days. 7 days. So don't forget, we say she pays 50 notes and she received 10.5 change. That doesn't mean she paid 50. She paid what she received 10.5. That means she paid 39.5. There is fixed cost. You subtract the fixed cost first, which is 8. The rest is what is called 31.5. Then the 31.5 you divide it by 4.5, and the result is 7. So she rented for 7 days. Let's go to the question after. We say on a mountain, the temperature decreases by 6.5 Celsius every 6,000 meters, increase in height. At 2,000 meters, the temperature is 10 Celsius. Find the temperature at 6,000 meters. Okay, so we say the temperature decreases whenever you go high. Decreases by what? By 6.5 for every 1,000 meters. Like every 1,000 meters, there's a decrease which is equal to 6.5 degrees Celsius. We say at 2,000 meters, it was 10. So what does it make sense? Like they ask you at 6,000. You just subtract like 6,000 minus 2,000 is equal to 4,000. 4,000 in 4,000, it will increase 4 times. Like this is what? Like you could say this is 2,000, it was 10. This is 3,000. This is 4,000. This is 5,000. This is 6,000. So here it is 10. At this point, it was 10. Then every time you will add 6.5 or you subtract 6.5, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see what? Like it is 2,000 or 6,000 minus 2,000 is equal to 4,000. Then they increase every 1,000. So 4,000 divide 1,000 because the increase every 1,000 is equal to 4. So in this 4, the decrease will be what? Will be 4 times 6.5 because it's going to be what? Every 6.5. So that's equals to 26. Then you will say what? The decrease will be 10 minus 26, which is equal to negative 16. So your answer it will be what? Negative 16 on the height of 6,000 meters. Let's go on. We say Jamie needs 300 grams of flour to make 20 cakes. How much flour does he need to make what? 12 cakes? Or what you need to understand, like to see, is it going to be, for example, like what is going to be direct proportion or inverse proportion? When we say direct proportion, it means both of them increase together. And when we say inverse proportion, like the one of them increasing, the other one is decreasing. Like here, we need 300 grams to make what? To make 20 cakes. Now you need to see if this direct proportion or inverse proportion. How to know it is direct proportion or inverse proportion? That's very easy. Look at number of grams. If we increase number of grams, number of cakes will increase. Yes. And if we decrease number of flour grams, the cakes will decrease. Yes. So in this case, you're right. You need like what? You need how many or how much of flour? Okay. How much of flour? Like for what? To make cake. So you will say you need X grams. X grams of flours to make how many? To make 12 cakes. As long as this is direct proportion, you do cross multiplication. It's going to be X multiplied 20 is equal to 300 multiplied 12. X multiplied 20, that will give you what? That will give you 20X. Is equals to what? Is equal to 300 multiplied by 12. And to find the value of X, you divide both of them by what? By 20. And that will be resulting with what? Multiply 300 multiply by 12 Then divide what? Divide 20. And that will be equals to 180. So you need 180 grams. Okay, this question, they say write down all your working to show that the following statement is correct. They say 1 plus 8 over 9, then over 2 plus 1 over 2 is equal to 34 over 45. You can make common denominator between those two, or you could say 1 and 8 over 9 is equals to what? Is equals to 1 and 8 over 9 as mixed number. Then this one is divided by 2 and 1 over 2. Is division. Okay, so step number 1, you need to change them to fractions because your final answer, it looks like it's a fraction, not a mixed number. Change them to fraction. 1 multiply 9 is equal to 9 plus 8 is equal to 17. It is 17 over 9 divided by 2 multiply 1 is 2 plus 1 is 5. It is 5 over 2. We know when we have division of fraction, we keep the first fraction as it is, 17 over 9. Nothing is going to change with it. Then you're going to multiply, you flip the second fraction or your reciprocal of the first fraction is going to be 2 over 5. And this is multiplication of fraction. You multiply top with top and bottom with the bottom. Then 17 multiply 2 is equal to 34. And 9 multiply 5 is equal to 45. And this is exactly your answer over there. They ask you to use a calculator. So use a calculator to solve this one, as you know how to use a calculator. This is what, without using calculator, show all your steps. When they ask you without using calculator, you write it 11 over 12. You make common denominator, so you can make the 3 12 by multiplying it by 4 up and down. Minus, multiply 4 up and down is going to be 4 over 12. So to make common denominator, that is equals to 7 over 12. This is your final answer. It is 7 over 12. This one is division. Division, you keep the first fraction as it is, 1 over 4. Nothing going to change. The division will be multiplication. You flip the second fraction is going to be 13 over 11. Then it's multiplication, multiply top is top, bottom is bottom. 1 multiply 13 is equal to 13 over 44. If you can simplify, but there's no simplifications because 13 is a prime number. The thing what? Lake has an area of 63 or 63 billion and 800 million square meter. Write this area in square kilometer. Correct it to significant figure. Like if you know how, it's okay. If you don't know, you can start from the beginning. Like what? Like kilometer is equals to what? Is equal to 1,000 meter. Then you need area to square both sides. So kilometer square is equals to, you could say 10 to the power 6 meters squared, or is equal to million or 10 to the power 6. Is equal 10 to the power 6 square, meter square. To know the kilometer square is equal to how many meters square? Then you write your numbers are normal. You need how many kilometer x square is x is missing. Is equals to, you could say 300 or 638 multiply 10. You could say 10 to the power what? Is to the power 8. 10 to the power 8 multiply 10 to the power 8. I just change those zeros to the power 8. Now, because it is what is direct proportion, you do cross multiplication. Say what? 10 to the power 6x is equal to 638 multiply 10 to the power 8. Multiply 10 to the power 8. And this is 10 to the power 6. So to find the value of x is equal 638 multiply 10 to the power 8 that is x equals 638 multiply 10 to the power 8 over, because you divide both of them by x or 10 to the power 6. Then to the power 8, this 10 to the power 6. We know when you do this one, 10 to the power 8, and this is 6. So the final answer will be equals to 638 multiply 10 to the power 2. This is your final answer. They say write the area square meter corrected to two significant figures. Corrected to significant figure 1, 2, 6, and 3. Then you add 1 to the 3 to be 4. So it's going to be 64 and 2 zeros. Kilometers square. This is your final answer. See you next time in another video. Don't forget to subscribe and to like.